Hello and welcome back to the Yarn Holders Crafting Podcast. My name is Sasha and this is day 12 of the 12 Cast Ons 2026. We have come to the final day of the Cast Ons, approaching the end of January when the deadline for 12 Cast Ons ends, but here we are. I am getting ready to do my 12th and final cast on, and I have decided for the 12th cast on for it to be a big one and have it be what is likely to be at least a 12-month project. Well, it's going to be at least 12 months, but it'll probably be slightly longer, but we'll come to that. So I'll first go over the yarn. So this is Super Effective Fibres, and this is the January for this year's yarn club. It's Not a Phase yarn club, which is running for the next 12 months, and it's based on kind of like emo, pop punk, soft rock, kind of those kind of vibes. So there is 12 bands that the colorways will be based off. This one is Blink 182. The colorway is based off their album, their self-titled album, so it's Blink 182, Blink 182. Which I always find funny, and I'm always the person that goes, oh yeah, it's Blink 182, Blink 182 album. If you aren't sure who Blink 182 are, I would suggest going to Google, typing it in, and listening to All the Small Things or What's My Age Again, because those are probably my two favourite tracks by them, but they are a great band. So this is the January colourway. It is pinks and purples. There is specks of black in there, all on a very creamy white base. I've got this on the Blueface Leicester sock, which is 75% superwash Blueface Leicester, 25% nylon, and there is 425 meters per 100 grams. I believe there was also the option to have this on DK or the Yak base. I'm hopefully going to make sure to get this on the same base, or at least the BFL each time. Because I am going to be making a blanket using this. So I have decided to make the Yorkshire blanket by Mima Makes. I should have written down the name before I came here. And the reason I've chosen that pattern is because there is 12 different motifs. So I think it's supposed to be done with like an advent, because there's supposed to be 24 squares. I'm going to be making more than that, but I'll get to that in a minute. But there's 12 different motifs, and given there is going to be 12 different colours for the main part, I decided to select that one. I also quite like a lot of the designs in that, and I think it will make a really nice blanket. Excuse me, my back is deciding that it doesn't like the floor all of a sudden. So I will be making that. Sorry about the change in angle there. So I will be making this, the Yorkshire blanket. I'll have already put the picture on screen somewhere, I'm sure. And I am also going to be making a much bigger blanket. So you can use 20-gram minis, I believe, to make the squares. And of course, I have 100 grams. I could technically get 5 squares per skein. I'm actually just going to make 4 squares per skein. Hopefully, I hope that works out. And by doing 4 squares, 4 of each design in one colour, at the end of the year in December I should have 12 times 4, 12 times 4, 12 times 4, 48. 48. I should have 48 squares to start joining. I decided that it would be better to have each design in one colour so I don't get confused down the line. That way then as well, if one of these colours is similar, like maybe not necessarily this one but a couple of the others, they might end up coming out slightly similar, I'll still be able to tell them apart because there'll be a different design in the square. So this is what I'm going to be working on today. I will also just say, if you are interested in this pattern, I will warn you that it is not for the faint of heart, because when I downloaded this pattern earlier today to have a look at, getting ready to print it off, I discovered that it was 81 pages long. So I will not be printing that off because I cannot justify 81 sheets of paper. Technically 41 with the double-sided, but I can't justify that much paper. I'm going to have to do that on my laptop. And I can't download it to my phone because my phone will see the number of pages and have a hissy fit, and to put it politely, it will shit the bed. I am well aware that that's what it's going to do. So that is today's project. I will also say I'm kind of starting this at nearly 3 o'clock in the afternoon because it's been a busy-ish sort of day. I edited and uploaded the podcast this morning. I did a bunch of housework. I went to a aquafit class and then came home, did a few more chores, had a shower, you know, all the usual bits and pieces that you do. But I'm now going to get started on this. I do have to wind this first, I suppose. So I'm going to have to go and find out where my partner hid my Swift, because you know, he decided that it needed to come off the table so that he could build Lego on the dining table. Not dining table, on the coffee table. So he took it off the table where it's usually set up and just left for me to work away with, because Lego. But I suppose it makes a change for him to be building his Christmas present within the first year that he gets it, unlike others that seem to sit for years. As my usual setup, I'm going to move the angle. My usual setup, you can see these. This is one of his hobbies, is the Lego cars. However, hilariously, he got into this hobby because he bought me... One moment, please. He bought me the one up here and watched me build it, and he got jealous and needed one of his own to build. So I bought him a nice green Lambo, and yeah, I don't think I'm going to get away with this. I'm going to be finding places to put Lego knives till the day I die, because every year he's going to have a new Lego set because he likes them. And he likes the big ones as well. Like, if you saw day 2 or day 3, we built little Lego ones, like the mini ones, together. And he's like, yeah, this is good. He likes the big ones. So, this is the progress he has in his current one. So, I don't know why I started rambling on about Lego, but yes, I'm going to have to go and get the Swift out, wind this, and then you can join me on the sofa when I'm about to put a documentary, knitting tubes, something on the telly while I sit with my laptop trying to work this pattern out. I haven't yet decided if I'm going to go in the order that they're in the pattern, or if I'm going to do, like, pick them to try and match somewhat with the yarn. I haven't decided that yet. I'm going to have to decide that, but yes. I will also say, because this is going to be a year-long project and I don't want to risk losing the hook, I've actually bought a hook specifically for this project so that I can just put it in the bag with this and not lose it. And I will be doing it on a 3mm. We're also going to find out if I actually like ones with a soft grip handle, because this will be my first time using a soft grip handle hook. So I'll catch you in a bit. Bye. Check-in 1. The cake, well, the skein has been wound into a cake. And due to the low lighting, Not quite dark enough to justify putting the light on, but too dark to be able to record properly. I have actually done my first of 4 squares. So I decided not to just do them in the order they are in the pattern. I am going to kind of mix and match, try and to a limited degree match the vibe of the yarn with the vibe of the square. This is the second square, which is the mill wheel, which I just thought would look really nice in this yarn. Obviously this is being shown in artificial light. I will show this tomorrow when I record the outro in natural daylight, if the English weather permits, because it's grey and rainy over here. I know some people over in the States are getting horrible amounts of snow. My friend who lives in Toronto is looking out of his apartment block going, I have to go to work in that. So I know I'm complaining about the rain when there's people in a worse situation. Yes. But the first square is done. I am now going to start on the second. As I said, they will be 4 of the same square in each colour. And I'm currently sat here. I have a blanket on because it's a little bit nippy. My laptop is here, and I'm currently watching the Stash Down Diaries. Jen's organising her scrap yarns, which, yeah, it's good. I'm enjoying it. I'm trying not to look at my scrap yarns at the moment because I don't want to be overwhelmed with any more projects. Not that I'm overwhelmed by the projects I've got at the moment. I'm excited to get back to all of them. But, yeah, I don't want to look at my scrap yarns at the moment. So I will catch you in my next check-in, where hopefully I will have the second one finished. And I'll then also update you on what else I'm watching, because I'm sure everybody wants to know what stuff I watch. Catch you in the next update. Hello and welcome to the outro of the 12 days of Cast Ons, day 12. I started this cast on Thursday the 29th of January. It is now Saturday the 31st of January, and this video needs to be up today, preferably in about 3 hours. So I'm cutting it a bit close today, especially as this outro is going to involve a couple of other bits of information. But we shall start with the progress I made on the 12th cast on. As a reminder, I am using the Super Effective Fibres 2026 Yarn Club. It's not a phase. And January's colourway was Blink 182. And if you don't want to hear somebody making it rain, maybe close your ears for a second. But all the small things. I won't go any further because YouTube will have a moan at me if I do. But this is the colourway. It's perfect. It's lovely. I love it. It's amazing. And I'm making the Yorkshire blanket, which is a crochet pattern. And on day 1 of the cast-ons, I managed, technically I managed 3.5 squares. I finished the 4th square on Friday. But this is the little pile. So here is a close-up of the first square, which is technically the second square in the pattern, but I thought this one would work better with this colourway. They are all exactly the same. So there is 4 of them. So 1, 2, 3, 4. Definitely 4. The original plan for this blanket was to make so make each design in one colour and make 4 of them. That might change because as you can see from this, I have a lot of yarn left. I was expecting these squares to take closer to 20 grams, and they are between 10 and 11 grams, these ones. So I have about 60 grams of yarn left, because this was actually 104 it came in at. So the original plan of making 4 squares might still go ahead as is, but I'm going to go over the pattern, find the densest square, and probably with next month's yarn club make that one, see how much yarn they take up and how many squares I can make, and then go from there. Because obviously this one does have this sort of lacy bit in it. I don't know how well this is showing up, but it does have a lacy section. Yeah, if I get that nice and close. So it's obviously not going to have taken up the most yarn. So at the moment I'm going to leave it as the 4 squares, and it might change. The pattern won't change, but the idea for how many squares I'm going to make might change. But if you are interested in the process of making this blanket, I have decided to do a monthly kind of vlog series around this blanket. So there will be an episode each month of me receiving the yarn and unboxing / unpacking it on camera, so you can see my reaction as soon as I get it. You might even see the other half sat next to me, seeing his reaction for it, and he's currently sat there shaking his head because for once he's actually in the room while I record. So we might be able to drag him on camera. And then you'll have a bit of a mini vlog seeing me make that month, the squares for that month, my reactions to it, and some more of my awful singing for the first for a line or two from one of the songs by that band. So otherwise, for the 12 cast-ons, that's everything. This make-along is now coming to an end today. I have done all 12 of my cast-ons, but that will not be the complete end. I am going to do a catch-up, like a 12 cast-ons catch-up, at about the halfway point through the year, so sort of end of June, beginning of July, sort of when I get round to doing that, roughly. But yeah, so if you're not the kind of person who watches the podcast every week, but you're still curious about the 12 cast-ons and the progress on them, there will be sort of a 12 cast-ons catch-up at the midway point of the year, and then probably another one at the end of the year before I start next year's 12 cast-ons, because I'm definitely doing this again. This was so much fun. I loved doing it, I've loved taking part in it, I've loved making the videos, and I am excited to do this again. And I thank Angela from Yarn and Yarns for hosting this make-along. It's been great fun. I've loved watching everybody else's. I've still got a lot to catch up on. I don't get tons of time to watch YouTube, but I will be continuing to catch up on this for the next probably 6 months, knowing me. But I hope I will see you again in some other videos of mine. Whether you are a podcast watcher, if you just like 12 cast-ons, if you feel like tagging along for the making of this blanket. There will also be a couple of travel vlogs at some point this year. This year has a lot of travelling planned for us, and at least 2 of those travels should include yarn shops and yarn buying. There will also be at least 2 yarn shows that I will attend this year. I've already got my tickets to Wonderwool, so you will see a vlog as well as a haul from Wonderwool, because I can't go to Wonderwool and not spend a ridiculous amount of money buying beautiful, amazing yarn, some of which will probably be my partner's. There will also be the Christmas wool show, which takes place basically up the road from me. I think that's taking place in the middle of November, so the Christmas wool show in November. But otherwise, I thank you for joining me on this journey of the 12 cast-ons, and I hope to see you again in future videos, whether that be podcasts, catch-ups, or next year's cast-ons. And I'll see you next time. Bye, guys.